Hello everyone, welcome to the channel The Formula for Success and Wealth, where you learn how to build assets and live smartly. This is truly something I'm passionate about, receiving your messages telling me how you're managing to break free from poverty and transform your lives. In this final class of the year, I want to show you that it's absolutely possible to change your reality and leave a difficult life behind by the end of 2026. Let's get started. Just a reminder, the purpose of this channel is to help you escape poverty and stop being just another name in the statistics of the struggling. I'm not here to sell fake dreams. I won't promise that you'll become a millionaire or claim that you'll buy a mansion or a BMW. What I will teach you is how to leave poverty behind within a year. So let's dive in. What does being poor mean from my perspective? I spoke about this recently. In my view, being poor means constantly being in debt, having no savings, and working endlessly all month just to cover basic expenses. This is the vicious cycle I want you to break, and I'll show you how it's entirely possible to change that within a year. Everything I'm going to talk about here is achievable. Just to give you some background, I worked under a labor contract for 19 years of my life, always with a low salary, yet I always lived comfortably and never fell into misery because I did exactly what I'll teach you today. First point, you need to stop behaving ignorantly with money. This isn't meant to offend, it's meant to wake you up. I understand some people ended up in poverty because of the pandemic, illnesses, job loss, or other legitimate reasons. But with over 1.5 million subscribers on this channel, I can confidently say the ones managing to turn their lives around are doing so because they're changing their mindset and stopping their financial mistakes, not because they suddenly started making huge amounts of money. So if you don't change your approach to money and begin acting with financial intelligence, nothing will work. You have to make it your mission to stop making financial mistakes. And that requires learning, reading books, watching educational programs, following my free Pobre Show, and listening to financial education podcasts. If your goal is to escape poverty, you need to study the subject, not waste time on reality TV shows. Another critical factor, focus. It might sound obvious, but it's vital. If your goal is to get out of poverty, you must stay focused. No distractions. Even while earning a low salary, I always had access to good things because I kept my attention on what truly mattered and didn't waste money on meaningless expenses. Recently, I came across something interesting. Have you noticed that mules wear blinders on their eyes? These are called blinkers, and they're used to prevent the animal from being distracted. That's exactly the kind of focus you need. Absolute concentration on your goal of changing your life. Imagine you're wearing blinders, trendy new jeans. No unnecessary trip, no party every weekend, no. Your top priority is to escape poverty. Without discipline, you might start strong in January but be off track by February. Your main goal must be to stop spending on new clothes, expensive phones, brand name sneakers, unnecessary travel, and parties. Complete focus. Now, I'm asking you for a favor. Give me just 1 year of your life, that's it. I'm not asking for 4 years of college or 8 years stuck in a miserable job. Just 1 year fully dedicated to this goal. I want you to come back in December 2025 and tell me that it worked. Moving on. Debt. If your aim is to escape poverty, you must understand that one of the clearest signs of poverty is living in debt. So, it's essential to eliminate your debts. And believe me, paying off debt is not as complicated as it seems. It's a matter of priority and focus, which we already talked about. It's astonishing how some people struggle to pay off a 2,000 real debt, but think nothing of spending the same amount on a new phone or brand name shoes. If you dedicate 1 full year to prioritizing this, you can succeed. There's no way around it. Escaping poverty requires clearing your debts. According to Serasa's data, the average debt for a Brazilian is between 3 and 4,000 reais. Of course, some people owe more, but that's the average. There are many initiatives that help you negotiate debts, like Serasa's Fairs, where you can check your CPF, view outstanding debts, and often get up to 99% discounts. I've seen people settle 1,000 real debt for under 100 reais. If the average debt is 3 to 4,000 and you can negotiate it for half, that's already a significant advantage. Furthermore, today there's the Desenrola Brazil, the program and platforms like Acordo Certo that allow you to renegotiate with huge discounts. Don't miss this chance. Your transformation year begins with prioritizing debt repayment and truly changing your financial story. Everyone, visit these sites and check them out. Because does it make sense to pay 4,000 reais if you can? Negotiate down to 200 or 500. See what I mean? It's about priorities. If you're genuinely determined to leave poverty behind, you won't manage it if you're still drowning in debt by year's end. You need to change that. Reality, let's focus on the debts. But Duda, my money isn't enough. Did you think it would be easy? I'm asking for only 1 year of intense effort and hard work to help you get organized. I want you to reach the end of 2025 proud of what you achieved through your own determination. And to make it happen, you'll need to generate extra income. If your current salary doesn't cover your debts, there's no other way. You must find alternatives. However, if your salary is decent, maybe the solution is to cut unnecessary expenses and allocate that money to debt payments. But if your salary is already tight and you're not wasting money, your only option is to earn more. Here's a real example. I talk about this in my book. A young man from this channel was struggling deeply, even falling into depression because of his debts. He decided to work side gigs with Uber for 2 years to get out of that hole. In less than 6 months, he had paid off everything and built an emergency fund. If you already have a job, look for something extra to do after hours or on weekends. Some people started baking and selling cakes and are making over 1,000 reais a month. Others are working as house cleaners on Saturdays and earning about 800 reais per month. Don't expect money to magically appear to pay your debts. It takes hard work, focus, and discipline. The goal this year is to get rid of debts, not to enjoy life. In my book, I explain how my own 2021 went. A true nightmare. I used to work 16 hours a day without any rest. But today, I realize it was all worth it. I want you to make 2025 the year you turn everything around, not a year of entertainment. Everything you've enjoyed so far, set it aside this year so that by 2025, your life will be on a completely different level. Another target is to build your emergency fund by the end of 2024 or at the very beginning of 2025. Duda, but I don't have money. Then extra income is the answer. This is the year for hard work and maximum effort, just like it was for me in 2021. The goal is simple. Build that crucial emergency fund. It doesn't matter if you understand what an emergency fund is or its importance. What matters is, where is yours? You need to have at least 3,000 reais saved by December. Duda, can I do that with my salary? Great, that's excellent. Duda, I can't. Then find a side hustle, sell candies, sell sweets at traffic lights, walk dogs, do anything you can. Watch the video with 52 extra income ideas and pick something to do. I want to see that emergency fund built by the end of the year, no matter what it takes. Focus on it. This must be your absolute priority. Don't be someone who gets easily distracted and loses their path. Channel all your energy into paying off debts and creating your emergency fund. Another point I mentioned recently, if you still don't have an emergency fund of at least 3,000 reais, don't even think about spending over 1,000 on a smartphone or over 200 on sneakers. priority. Your main mission is to get out of poverty by the end of 2025. There are people on this channel who started making deliveries by bike for iFood at night and are now earning 250 Rials a week. In just 3 months of effort, that person has already saved 3,000 Rials. Watch the video on 52 extra income ideas and read the comments. You'll see how many people are changing their lives. But there will always be 2 types of people. Those who make things happen and those who complain that it's hard and stay stuck in poverty. Choose to be in the group that acts. Understand that with extra income or by saving about 600 Rials a month from what you already earn, you can change your life. Duda, but I can only save 300. Then the solution is to find an extra job that brings in another 300 a month. And honestly, 2 days of driving for Uber can cover that. Doing side gigs or some additional work and saving 600 Rials monthly by the end of 1 year, you will have saved 7,200 Rials. This amount is enough to settle debts, build your 3,000 Rials emergency fund, and still have some left for unexpected expenses. You would no longer be seen as poor, you would become financially organized and enjoy a better quality of life. And let me tell you, do you know why my channel is growing so much without me spending a single cent on marketing? Because what I teach truly changes lives. There will always be 2 groups, those who recognize the value of this and those who think it's nonsense. Among the first group are the over 1,700,000 people who follow me and prove that it works. Oh, Duda, but that's obvious. It doesn't matter if it's obvious. What matters is if you are actually putting it into action. Just knowing what needs to be done is not enough. The real question is, are you prioritizing paying off your debts, building your emergency fund, and cutting unnecessary spending? That's why, from the beginning, I made it clear. The first step to changing your life is to act with absolute priority. In 2025, it's time to stop acting out of ignorance and start gaining financial knowledge. Remember, getting out of debt is not complicated. The challenge is stopping the repetition of old mistakes. Many people pay off what they owe only to quickly fall back into new debts. It's pointless without focus. It's essential to stop wasting money on trivial things and start directing your spending toward what is truly necessary, not fleeting desires. Even if you don't consider yourself very sharp, take control and stay focused. The goal is to leave poverty behind this year. It may be tough, it may demand a lot of effort, but one thing is certain. In 2026, you must not accept being in the same situation as you are today. It will require sacrifice and determination, but that's how life works. Through stages, not foolish choices. If you keep making the same mistakes, poverty will follow you. But if you respect every phase, you will face a harder year with less leisure and eventually realize it was all worthwhile. I know that sometimes I come across as persistent, even annoying, and some people say my voice echoes in their heads whenever they're about to waste money. Don't be foolish, but the truth is, if you follow this path, your life will look different in 2026. You won't become a millionaire overnight. You won't be driving a BMW or living in a mansion. That's not the point. What I want is for you to be debt-free, have money left in the bank and stop working just to cover bills. If that happens, my mission will be complete. If this message resonated with you and sparked a realization, share it with someone else who needs to hear it. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss the upcoming videos. Here, you'll learn what no one ever taught you about money, freedom, and success. Let's walk this journey together.